Did I buy a cursed engagement ring? Guys, I bought this engagement ring. I had an engagement ring, but it was our anniversary. So my husband, we went to the jewelry store and he said he was gonna, get me a present. So there were these engagement rings there. And my original engagement ring was pretty small. Like no one ever knew that I was even married. So I really wanted one that looked more like a traditional engagement ring. So we were at the jewelry store and there was a ring there. So beautiful, pear-shaped diamond with a halo around it. You might have seen it if you watch my YouTube videos. I used to wear it all the time. Now, I got this ring it was about 10 years ago. And so I got it, and now when I was in the jewelry store, the people, the sales associate was telling me, this is an estate ring. So I was like, great. I thought that sounded wonderful, an estate ring. And then, I said, great, I'll take it. And then it was another sales associate. They were getting it ready for me. And she came over and she said to me, I can't believe but she said it in a very nice way, but she said, I can't believe that you're getting that ring. And I was like, why? And she looked at me so weird. And I never forgot it to this day. And she said, she goes, I don't know. I just can't believe that you're getting that ring. And I was just like, why? What's wrong with it? And she was just looking at me so weird though. And I remember thinking, why? What's wrong with buying a vintage ring or an estate ring? And I remember maybe I did tell her, oh, I think it's so nice that it's used. I think I told her, I think it's so nice that it's pre-loved. And she just looked at me all weird. And I'll never forget it because she definitely looked at me really weird. And then I gotta tell you guys, ever since that I had this ring, it was not long, it was not too long after that all of these horrible things started happening to me and my husband. And, I don't know how to say this, guys, but my husband started getting these horrible headaches. He had all these root canals at first because they couldn't figure out where this headache was coming from. He almost died one time from this medication that they put him on, and it made him so sick that he almost died from the medicine. Then it's been like really horrible what's been going on with me and with my husband. He was eventually diagnosed with trigeminal neuralgia, which is known as like one of the rarest. They call it a disease. They call it the most painful disease in the world. And he was diagnosed with that. And so we've been having to, that's why sometimes it's very hard for me to really even, function. I'm, his primary caretaker, and it's really hard. But it's not about me, but it's just horrific seeing your loved one in pain. And this has been going on for at least since we got the ring, guys. Now, I didn't know about cursed jewelry. I didn't know, okay? But let me finish telling you what happened. What happened is that this has been going on for 10 years now. I also had the most horrific health things happen to me, which I really just don't even want to get into right now, but it was basically, it was beyond horrible, beyond horrific. God did save me, so it was basically hell on earth though, guys. But God intervened and saved me. Miraculous things happened to me like you cannot believe. I'm not going to get into it right now. I just want to tell you about what happened with this ring here. Now, my husband has been doing okay, but he started to get worse again like a month ago, and it was just so horrible. And somehow by a few times I said to my husband, maybe we could go to the church and the priest will pray for you, but he didn't want to go. So he's very shy and things like that. So now the other day at church, when I walked in, I saw this thing and it said prayer box. And I said, oh, let me write down, but we were running into church. So after church, I went back to the prayer box and it was gone. And I was what you do is you write down your prayer and put it in the box and then they'll pray for you. And so I went to go put my prayer in the box, but the box was gone. And what happened is that the priest had taken the box and he was walking away with it because it was like pretty late in the day and everybody was leaving. So I went up to him to put my prayer in the box, and he since he was standing there, he said hi, and I said, and then I just said it to him. I said, can you please pray for my husband? And he was like, what's wrong? And I couldn't even speak. I just started crying and crying. I told him, I said, he has these trigeminal neuralgia. And he didn't understand. I couldn't even speak. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he has these horrible headaches. And then my husband came over to see what was going on. And then I told him, I said, this is my husband. And the priest said to my husband, hi. And my husband said hi. And then he said, the priest just looked at him and he said, God bless you. And he said, you're the one? And then my husband said, yeah. And he said, God bless you. And then he turned to me and he said, don't cry anymore. And I don't know what happened next. I just pretty much ran out the door. I was so upset. But you guys, I got home and I don't know why I was looking for my ring. And I always put it in a special place, my engagement ring that I was telling you about, and it was gone, you guys. It's gone. And I'm just like, oh my God, where is it? And I've had things my whole life. I take care of everything so well. I never have lost anything in my life. I'm like, where is it? And I told my husband, it's gone. And then my husband told me, he said, you know, maybe it's a good thing it's gone. He goes, maybe that ring was cursed. And I said, what are you talking about? Because my husband has been telling me for years that he doesn't believe in curses. He doesn't believe in this stuff. But now he actually turned to me and said, I think that ring had a curse on it. I said, what? He said, I bet that the God, since the God got rid of it, it's gone. That's why it's gone. I was like, what? And then I looked it up because I said, what are you talking about, cursed jewelry? I'd never heard of cursed jewelry in my life. And that's why when the lady was looking at me like that, I didn't understand at the jewelry store. I didn't understand why she was looking at me like that because I never even had heard of cursed jewelry. But you guys, I looked it up. It's like really a thing. When you buy, especially diamond rings, they said, especially engagement rings, many times are cursed. And they said what will happen is you'll wind up having really strange bad health and things like that. So anyway, guys, my husband came. But what I'm trying to say is I hope that, the ring being gone, maybe it was cursed and maybe things will be better now. Hopefully. What do you guys think? How long does it take for the curse to go away? He has been feeling better, guys. He has been feeling better since it's been gone. Because it's been gone a few days, and since then he's been able to talk to me. He wasn't even able to speak to me before, guys. It was so horrible. But now he started talking to me again, being like his old self, because he was always so funny before, and now he's cracking jokes again. He couldn't even make jokes all this time. It was like so heartbreaking for me. But let me know what you guys think.